Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, I'd appreciate if you'd subscribe and get our latest every day. And if you enjoy these watches, you can check them out with all boxes, papers, accessories, and of course prices on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we're discussing a watch that could be considered the last of the old Rolexes, a modern era Rolex watch that feels like a throwback to a different era. It's the Oyster Perpetual Yacht-Master 16623 in stainless steel and 18 karat yellow gold. This is a watch that represents one of the last of the 5-digit reference Rolex sports watches and one of the absolute last of the hollow center link bracelets. It's comfortable, it's easy to wear, and it's classically stylish. The Yacht-Master bowed in 1992 as a more deluxe and upscale counterpart to the Submariner. In fact, original design mock-ups had it as the next generation Submariner, but the Yacht-Master has a different character even though it is a familiar fit. Pre-supercase profiles obtained here. You can see the curvature of the case flank not squared off and the more elegant taper of the lug ends. The watch is 40 millimeters, not including crown or crown guard. In terms of thickness, an easy one to wear with any cuff, 11.5 millimeters thick. Lug to lug, the watch has an interesting disparity in its spans, as it's 47.5 millimeters from lug to lug, but if you include the solid end links of the bracelet, it increases its span to 54.4 millimeters. Nevertheless, easy to wear on a small wrist, minus 16 centimeters in circumference. You'll find this watch will likely fit a wrist as small as 14 centimeters in circumference, even on this girthy bracelet. The bracelet is a throwback piece. Now you're looking at reference 78763. It has an RS code which allows us to date it to roughly 2010. Let's get a little bit more light in the box and focus in as the watch moves closer. You can see that the timepiece is blessed with a combination of polish and satin as well as steel and gold, but you do have a little bit of that vintage style Rolex rattle because the hollow center links, the end links are solid. Underside, easy to see, large channels between the links, avoids pinching skin, pulling hair, or trapping heat and moisture on a hot day. You'll also note that the clasp is an older style stamped clasp with stamped clamshell. Nevertheless, it features straight through yellow gold on steel, and it's beautifully made in its rather vintage inspired fashion. This was one of the last of the pin adjusted hollow center link stamped clasp Rolex watches, and if you ask how late, well, it's a scrambled serial number, so post 2010. This watch looks and feels like a throwback, while at the same time sporting some of the timeless appeal that made the Yacht-Master a permanent running mate to the Submariner in the first place. All of high polish on the case flank as well as the lug hoods. The contrast comes with the satin of the end links. The bezel is entirely gold, not a gold insert, an entirely gold bezel with a combination of blasted and polished accents. You'll also note, and we'll get close one more time, that the bezel is a bidirectional rotating unit, unlike the unidirectional rotating unit on a Submariner. This one is used for more genteel and perhaps less life-threatening timing circumstances, such as counting the minutes remaining to the start of a match within a regatta. You'll also note that the dial features a somewhat confusing luminescent arrangement, as all of the indices in yellow gold feature what appears to be black luminova, but if you look very carefully, you'll see a small triangular index inboard of each one of the applied indices. That's the actual luminescent plot, and there will be a loom shot at the end of this video to explain this in detail. But the watch has one of the most uncommon nighttime aesthetics of any Rolex timepiece you'll ever encounter in the modern era. Gloss white dial, beautifully reflective and rich. Yellow gold hands at center. You'll also note the presence of the Cyclops eye, and there's a beautiful rounded off surround to the Cyclops, as it is a white lacquered dial with applied white lacquer in rich glossy white, brilliant and bright, gleaming and glorious. Underneath the case back, the familiar caliber 3135, 31 joules automatic winding, 48-hour power reserve, 4 Hz beat rate. It features a number of refinements that you will find handy, such as hacking or stop seconds to synchronize the watch to a reference time, as well as a quick set for the date should the watch run down. Screw down crown, screwed in Oyster case back, 100-meter water resistance. This is still a heavy hitter from a sporting standpoint. Everything but pro diving, you're good to go. The movement features a full balance bridge and a free sprung index for shock resistance, an overcoil hairspring for resistance to positionally or gravitationally induced timing deviation, and of course it is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. Rolex gets the certification, recases the watch, and then ensures that the fully assembled consumer product still meets COSC certification standards. So it's a tough watch, elegance on the outside, toughness on the inside, unarguable precision and a bit more elegance than a contemporary Supercase Submariner, the last of the 5-digit Yacht-Masters offers a completely different experience and ambiance on the wrist. See and own this one on our website. And we are back with the Rolex Yacht-Master 16623. White dial, black indices, and you can see that the actual luminescent material is applied to the dial adjacent to the indices, making for a singular aesthetic at night. This is definitely a breed apart from your standard Rolex nighttime lume shot. See it by the light of day on our website.